Don't tell him. No, keep it to yourself. Nothing good can come from you telling him now except planting a thought inside your partner's head about you being with someone else. Question number 1. I've moved back to the town I grew up in and had a situation where I recognized a tradie that came to our property. I had slept with him. I didn't mention it to my husband, but then I had a thought that maybe I should have told him. I would never lie if he asked me outright, but now I don't know if I need to divulge this information voluntarily.
Also, imagine your husband out of nowhere, zero context,
Have
being
you
like,
fucked that tradie?
Did you fuck the plumber? Like back in the, like, did you fuck that plumber a decade ago? Did you?
Like, he's never going to ask if you fucked him.
Of course you're not going to lie to him, but he's not going to ask.
Just to add, I didn't speak to him at all. He didn't see me at all, and he won't be returning. It was purely a short fling, and it was so long ago. Who knows if he even recognizes me? What are your thoughts?
You don't need to tell him.
Oh, you don't need to tell.
You don't need to tell. I mean, like, you can. If some people have different relationships with their partners, right? Like, some partners are more jealous, or you know, they have more insecurities around ex-boyfriends, whatever. Which is, I mean, that's a whole weird thing in and of itself. But some people do feel that they're easily more insecure. Other people, for example, just find it funny and find it interesting to know like who their now husband or partner has been with in the past. Like if Matt said that to me, if we had someone come over and I don't know, service the pool once and he was like, babe, you're never going to believe this. I actually hooked up with her 7 years ago. That would be an overlap. 9 years ago. If he hooked up with her 7 years ago, I'd have an issue with it. But say like before us, I wouldn't care, and I would kind of appreciate that he told me because I would feel like we were. But I wouldn't care. Do you know what I mean? Like I would.
Why would you want it? Like you're not going to sit back and be like, hey babe, you see that bricky? Fucked him. Like what? Okay, thanks, babe. Thanks for letting me know.
Good
You're
on you.
fired.
Yeah. But I think, look, if he was going to come to the house again, if this was like an ongoing maintenance job, if he was like your regular pool boy that was coming every Thursday.
You're like, you maintained me 10 years ago. You don't have to come back and maintain me
Yeah,
now.
then I would say, okay, it's probably worth mentioning it to your husband and also maybe employing someone else. But the fact that he came to your house once, you didn't speak to him.
And he's gone.
And he's never coming back. No, it is okay in relationships to have some secrets, so long as they don't hurt the other person.
Well, it's not a secret. You hooked up with him before your partner, like so many years ago. If he was the, don't tell him. No, keep it to yourself. Nothing good can come from you telling him now, except planting a thought inside your partner's head about you being with someone else unnecessarily. If he was frequenting the house, if this was a reno that was going to take a year and someone you had been with was going to be inside your house after he was inside you, then yeah, you would probably have to say something. But I mean, this happened to me the other day, actually. Not this situation, but Ben was telling me that he likes this musician, and he was playing the song, and he was like, I really like this guy. It's such a vibe. And I didn't have to, but I did. And I was like, oh, I hooked up with him.
That you didn't have to do that one.
That's my point. I didn't have to, but I was
Why?
like, well, now I know better. And I was like, oh, I hooked up with him so long ago. Like, funny.
You ruined the music for him. Now,
Yep,
Ben,
he unfollowed him and he won't listen to the music. And I was like, Ben, it was so long before you. He's like, it's in my head now. And I was like, fair. I shouldn't have said that. And that, I think, is this situation right now. Like, this is the builder situation. He's never coming back. And if you need another reno, employ someone else.
This has similarities to me, and it's reminding me of the time that I bought the sunscreen. So, like, I used to use invisible zinc.
Yes.
I don't use invisible zinc anymore, but I used to use invisible zinc, and I bought it, and it was sitting there in the bathroom. And then I found out that the model on the bottle was the girl that Matt was dating prior to dating me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I found that out, but she was just sitting there in my bathroom cabinet. And I was like, oh, she's really beautiful. She's so beautiful that she's on the advertisement for how to protect your skin. That's how beautiful she is.
And I don't need to look at her in my bathroom every day.
So then, look, I used to really love invisible zinc. I used to love how it makes you so glowy and also looks a little bit like you got foundation on when you're just wearing sunscreen. And now I don't wear it anymore.
It's funny because
She ruined it.
she did ruin it, yeah. But you do need to protect your skin.
Yeah. I use other sunscreen now. But look, I get it. I think nothing, not that nothing good comes from it. I feel as though Matt and we share pretty much everything. I think if somebody came into my orbit in some way, whether it was the pool guy or the plumber, I would probably tell Matt, but that's because we would laugh about this and that's our relationship. Matt has told me and pointed out people that he's slept with in the past, that it's always caveated almost with like reasons why he wasn't that into them.
He was
and
such
it was
a jerk,
just
Lou, yeah. So bad in bed.
so bad in bed. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not completely against it. I do think it depends on your relationship, but I think it's unnecessary now after weeks or days or however long it's been to be like, hey, babe, remember several weeks ago when that guy came to our house? P.S. I fucked him.
The only way that this...
No more.
No, hang on. The only way that this can end badly is if your husband or partner loved the work that he did and then in the future wanted to hire him back for work. Then you would have to tell him, and then it could turn into something where it's like, why didn't you tell me that at the time? That's the only way I can see this ending badly. But otherwise, you seem to be losing sleep about it. I would be sleeping just fine.